My name is Alan Fanning. By occupation, I'm an engineer and technical writer. I live in Meigs County, Tennessee, and for the past 5 months I've been studying and analyzing the 2020 general election. This presentation summarizes my findings for 7 Tennessee counties. The purpose of this evaluation is to determine if there are statistical and mathematical indicators of computer manipulation of the voting systems of 7 counties during the conduct of the 2020 general election. These 7 counties are Davidson, Hamilton, Knox, Meigs, Rutherford, Shelby, and Williamson counties. Shortly after the November 3rd, 2020, several analysts and statisticians began looking at the many anomalies observed during and following Election Day. Among those was Douglas G. Frank, Ph.D., a scientist and educator from Ohio. He examined first the voting patterns in Pennsylvania and then Ohio. What he found was astonishing. The voting demographics for every county in the state followed the same formula. If the total voter turnout is known, then the percentage of registered voters of each age can be determined with a factor he termed the registration key. An example from his findings appears here from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Dr. Frank's principal finding was that this same key could be used to predict the vote in every other county in Pennsylvania to a precision not found in natural processes. He also found that in extending this evaluation to Ohio, that a different key applied to that state and can be used to predict the voting pattern for every county in Ohio. These results are striking because of the very high values of the correlation coefficient R. R is a value that varies from -1 to +1 and indicates the extent that two quantities vary together. For example, speed and momentum have a correlation R equals 1.00 because momentum is related to speed by a constant, mass. Your gas gauge and speedometer readings would have a correlation near -1 since speed and remaining fuel would change in opposite directions. In Dr. Frank's results and those of this study, R has consistently been in the range of 0.97 to 1.00. Dr. Frank uses the analogy of the U.S. Census reporting that 10% of the people were blonde in all the counties in Ohio, and that all the counties in Pennsylvania had 13.4% blonde. We would know that something is wrong, perhaps someone had hacked the census database. Imagine, if you will, that for the season opener for college football in Tennessee, 5% of the spectators are freshmen, 10% are sophomores, 15% juniors, 20% seniors, 5% graduate students, 5% faculty and staff, and 40% were from the general public at every game in the state. You would know that all these people did not just show up in exactly those proportions. There was something else at work, perhaps free tickets for students and staff. Dr. Frank has now analyzed the data for, by my count, every county in 18 states. In all but 4, every county is accurately predicted by that state's registration key. Among the exceptions are 2 counties in Montana. These are the exceptions that prove the rule. The difference in the analysis, the relatively low values for R. In one case, R equals 0.812, and the other is 0.863. In Dr. Frank's results and those of this study, R has consistently been in the range of 0.97 to 1.00. Notice that these counties are extremely small, and essentially everyone is registered. The exact reasons these counties would escape manipulation is unclear, but it would be difficult to hide interference in a county where everyone knows each other. The rest of Montana looks a lot more like Ravalli County, with R equals 0.998. In this study, most of the data is derived from the voter lists and voting history supplied by the individual county election commission. Population data is from the U.S. Census 2019 Age and Sex Survey and the 2020 Redistricting Database. Total registrations and voting totals on Election Day are from the Secretary of State's publications. Population is determined by adjusting the 2019 census data to conform to the total in the 2020 redistricting database. Voter registrations are counted according to age from 18 to 100. Recorded votes in the November 3rd election are also counted according to age from 18 to 100. A registration factor is calculated for each age, 18 to 100, which is equal to the percent voted divided by the turnout. A sixth-order polynomial regression of age to registration factor is performed. This is the key and results in an equation of the form ax to the sixth plus bx to the fifth plus cx to the fourth plus dx to the third plus ex to the second, or ex squared, plus fx plus g, where x is age and a through g are constants determined by the regression. The results for Hamilton County are provisionally used as the state key. I'll repeat that. One county, the regression for that data determines the state key. Predicted votes are calculated by the key times the registration times the turnout. Correlation coefficient is calculated for the county. The Hamilton key, which is derived from the recorded vote for the 11/3/2020 election, is a smooth curve that varies between a minimum of 0.65 to a maximum of 1.26. Since the key is derived by least squares fit to the voting data, the predicted vote, light blue, is extremely close to the recorded vote, red. In fact, overlapping the line so closely it appears to disappear. R equals 0.997. In natural random process, this degree of fit is impossible. Davidson County results using the Hamilton County key, the state key, are as tightly correlated with R equals 0.997. Knox County results using the state key are nearly as tightly correlated with R equals 0.995. Meigs County results using the state key are R equals 0.990 among fewer than 8,000 registered voters. For those 82 to 84 years of age, the number of registrants appeared to exceed the population. Rutherford County, R equals 0.994. Shelby County, R equals 0.980. Williamson County, R equals 0.993. And again, registrations for several age groups exceed the available population. Overall registrations are extremely high at 96.5% of the eligible population. The high correlation in all 7 counties to the Hamilton County results are consistent with a controlling algorithm, a computer program operating during the election to determine the outcome. The Williamson County results stand out because the registration data are also indicative of manipulation. In this case, the number of registrants at certain ages exceed the population. Despite the widespread belief that these systems could not be hacked, the evidence presented here indicates that indeed they were.